Hello everyone, this is day 97 of building a house every day for 100 days. Real quick before we get into it, I just want to thank my two newest Patreon members, ThunderCrafted and Keitaro Taylor. Really appreciate your support. This house is dedicated to ThunderCrafted. He sent me kind of a request on Discord, which is basically to use any of the houses that he posted on his Instagram. I'll put a picture up on screen now of the house I decided to reference. Kind of like this green roofed castle. He kind of gave me a lot of like freedom to choose whichever one I wanted. But yeah, I think it came out pretty good. Hopefully, you know, he likes it. But yeah, let's get into it. Kind of get this frame in. Replace everything with stone. Just kind of getting the shape out. I know I want like kind of like a castle tower kind of thing on this one side, and then like the actual house on the other. Get the landscape in, like replace the green wool. Start getting the frame for the roof. Just use spruce. Classic, you know. Stack this tower up taller. I had basically like no idea what I wanted with this house at all before I started building it. It kind of came together pretty well though, in my opinion. Let me know what you think of it down below. Just kind of finishing getting the shape in, some like smaller details. Like the shape of this like kind of like walkway thing. I don't really know what it's called. I guess it's just kind of a wall. There's no interior. I'm getting the frame of like this tower roof in place here. I know I'm gonna bring it to a point. I'm using green wool. It's kind of a placeholder. I'm gonna like come back and texture it in a minute. Pretty simple. It just kind of goes up by one block at a time, and like 2 blocks. Fill everything in. Kind of like a pretty standard like roof slant. It just goes up by 2 blocks. Add this section to the front and the back of this right side. Just kind of like makes the shape more interesting. Looks pretty good. Kind of like going back to the reference, he had these kind of like, I don't really do the same thing, but the roof like frame, I guess, was kind of like intricate. There was a lot of like small details to it. So I kind of try to replicate that in my own style here, which is kind of going like stair, block, and there's some fence gates and some trapdoors in there. I like the way it looks. Just kind of adds like a bit extra detail to it. Do the same thing to the back, of course. I'm liking the shape of the house so far. It's definitely kind of unique. I haven't really done anything too castle-like. Day 60 was kind of like a castle, and then I forget which day it actually was, but it was like a castle on the front and then just a house behind it. But I start texturing it. This kind of takes a minute. Just cobblestone, stone brick, stone, andesite, polished andesite, and light gray concrete powder. Just dark at the bottom, light at the top. Just kind of like draws your eyes upwards, I think. Honestly, don't know. I don't really know how that works, but like in my head, that's what it does. I don't know. It's what the people who could build do, so I just kind of do it, and it looks good. As I'm filling that in, I appreciate all the support recently. If you guys want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Kind of closing on like 4.5k, which is like a cool milestone. Also got a Patreon link down below if you want to join it. I also got a Discord down there. A lot of cool people. We're about to hit 100 members. I think we're at like 98 on the Discord. So yeah, I really appreciate if you joined. A lot of people talk about stuff in there, like build tips and that kind of thing. Back to the house though. Finish texturing it up. Texture like this tower. And yeah, it's really coming along now. Bit of tough on that left side. Just because it kind of goes deeper, so I wanted to make the gradient a bit darker at the bottom. Start texturing the roof. And the kind of like concept image, like inspiration, I guess I used from ThunderCrafted. I kind of started with dark prismarine at the bottom and then worked its way up to green. But on the scale of this house, it just didn't look good, so I decided to not use it. Just like too small of a build, in my opinion at least, for the prismarine not to just look very like sudden. And like it doesn't really blend too well, I don't think. At least in the block palette I used. Switch texture with concrete powder, concrete, wool, and moss. Kind of like pretty, just kind of standard texturing. All just like different green blocks, kind of blend together pretty well. But yeah, it's kind of the texturing for most of this done. It just took a minute. Add these like spikes to the roof. I don't really know if I like them or not, but I do keep them. Like anvils with a candle on top. I'm not quite sure if they fit this kind of style, but I think it was kind of more of like, at least the inspiration I use is more like medieval kind of style, so I feel like it does kind of fit. I get this like window thing up on the top of the roof, kind of like jutting out. Just adds more like interesting silhouette, I guess, to it. Like interesting shape. Add some details on this wall part. Get started on a bunch of windows. These kind of take a minute. They're like, I have to use a debug stick to curve like the stairs and to make the glass connect. But I feel like the shape kind of helps. Like, it just looks good in my opinion. Fills the space up. I already knew when I was building this that the interior was going to be very open. Because like, one, these windows are in the way, but two, it's just like very large. It's a big space on the inside. So I know I put these windows there, and I'm going to have like a loft inside connecting the 2 floors so that the windows can kind of be like open between both floors. Kind of hard to explain, you'll see what I mean. Start getting these like window flower pots in place. Just grass surrounded by trapdoors. I put some of them like in the window itself, and I'll just fill it with like 2 tall plants. I feel like it looks good in those. It kind of just fits the shape better. Put a window in the back. Pretty simple. Head inside real quick, just to kind of like lay the floor plan out before I finish putting these windows in, just so I can kind of figure out where I want the windows to go. So I got this big tall window on this side. A debug stick to connect the glass, obviously. So sorry, survival players, you can't do that, but you know, you just make it square, I guess. Same kind of like curved windows in the back. I just like the way they look. And these 2 larger windows on the bottom. I know I'm gonna plug a kitchen here, so I want a lot of windows on it. Getting some more flower pots. Just fill the space up. And yeah, it's kind of for like the general shape of the house and everything. Get this quick porch in the front. Nothing like too complicated on it. Some trapdoors for some shape. Mix of fence gates and like normal fences. Kind of connect better. Start getting the lanterns in. Just kind of like to build up. Really need them, especially with the shaders I use. I feel like I mentioned this before. My shaders have like very harsh light. So these kind of just help fill the space up with light better. Hang some like hanging flower pots up as well. Just kind of fill the space up, add some color to it, because parts of it are very gray. Also a lot of green, so yeah, just kind of red plants kind of counteract that. Get a bunch of leaves in place. Just kind of helps blend the build into the ground. And yeah, I'm really liking the way this house coming along. Let me know what you think in the comments. Kind of a bit of a weirder house. I wasn't sure of it at first. It kind of took a while for me to start liking it, but I think it's kind of growing on me. Get a bunch of grass and ferns in the front. I got like a quick pond here. I just kind of figured it was missing like something in this space. But I feel like the pond kind of completes it. I put some like hay bales up. Along with these like hay bale cart and like a water cart. I don't know. Looks pretty good in my opinion. Just some like random stuff filled up. Quick sign dedicating this house to ThunderCrafted. If you want a house dedicated to yourself, just $3 on the Patreon. $8 you want a house request. I'd really appreciate it. Start the interior here. I know I'm putting a kitchen over here. I kind of just get like the main counter in. I get this large island in the middle because I knew I kind of had to fill the space up. I get the floor in, you know, do a bit of like a pattern with like dark oak on it. Get a carpet in on this like kind of like right area. I know I'm gonna put like a living room kind of space there. I go for the green carpet because it kind of just matches the aesthetic of the house. I got the green roof on it. A lot of like plants and everything, just kind of fits. Get this curved couch here, table in the middle, some bookshelves, like a lectern with a book, some candles, some flower pots. Obviously I have this staircase up to the loft area. Like I said earlier, I knew I was gonna do a loft pretty early on. With the way the windows line up and everything, it just kind of made sense. I like the way the lofts look on like these taller roofed houses. Hang a bunch of lanterns and flower pots up. Just kind of fills the space. I got a lot of paintings. I might have put a bit too much. Depends on your preference. I like the way it looks. Guess we're on this like kind of upstairs area. I knew this was gonna be like a bedroom. Quick like desk. Get some flower pots in. Quick bookshelf on this wall. Get like a bed in that corner as well. Can't really see it. Hang a bunch of lanterns for some light. A lot of flower pots as well. Just fill the walls up, basically. Quick carpet. Some more flower pots. Get a bunch of paintings. Kind of it for like the main house. Almost, I want to say. Some more paintings in. Just really just make sure you fill the space up. It's kind of like the main thing I can tell you about interiors. We get this like tower. I just put a really quick library in it. quick carpet, some lanterns, candles, paintings, flower pots, pretty much the usual stuff I use. But yeah, that's really about it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment, you know, all the usual like YouTuber stuff. I got a Patreon link down below if you want to join and support me. I'd really appreciate it. Discord down below as well, you know, hop in there. And yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Thanks for watching.